1 year ago, I went snorkeling in La Jolla. It was an experience that deepened my admiration for the ocean and its fascinating creatures. Despite how breathtakingly cold the water was, I was eager to explore the underwater world, driven by my hope of encountering something extraordinary. To my surprise, I came face to face with a creature that few people know about, the East Pacific green sea turtle, a local resident here in my very own backyard. Although I grew up in San Diego, I had no idea about the green turtle population that inhabits these coastal areas throughout the year. It's truly exciting to witness wild animals in their natural habitats, and it creates a special connection between us humans and the creatures that share the same spaces that we enjoy. However, green turtles face significant challenges. As a species, they're classified as endangered, which means they're at a high risk for extinction. The local Eastern Pacific population is classified as threatened, which means it's at risk of becoming endangered. To ensure their survival, it's crucial to investigate the causes for this decline and address any human behaviors that may be contributing to it. Only then can we give this species a chance to recover. There's been a decrease in their population over the last century due to numerous factors, including the degradation of their habitats from extensive coastal development, the poaching of turtles for their meat, and the extensive harvesting of their eggs in Mexico. Over the last 20 years, the population of East Pacific green turtles that inhabit Southern California has significantly increased due to effective conservation efforts here in the US and in Mexico. In the US, it's illegal to harm or disturb them, while Mexico enforces a complete ban on poaching and egg harvesting at nesting beaches. Despite the species' endangered status, there's a reason to be optimistic about their ongoing recovery. I discovered that the existing green turtle recovery plan from 1998 is outdated and does not adequately address the current threats to the Eastern Pacific population in Southern California. My capstone project aims to improve the conservation of green turtles in this region specifically. To navigate this research project, I developed 3 main inquiries. The first question that arose is how might green turtle stranding locations in Southern California help to identify areas where turtles are at a higher risk for injury or death. A stranded sea turtle is one that is found dead or alive on land or in the marine environment, but is unable to carry out its normal behaviors due to an internal issue, such as illness or injury, or an external one like being trapped in marine debris. Necropsies, which are examinations done on dead animals, are often required to determine the official causes of death. These findings are crucial for conservation purposes since they uncover the reasons for stranding and can be linked with specific locations. Combining stranding details and necropsy results into a database of stranding data can then undergo various analyses to improve conservation efforts. I utilized ArcGIS, a geospatial analysis software, to generate an interactive story map that visualizes stranding data. Viewers can navigate the maps and interact with all data inputs. The legend on the left side is color-coded for easy reference, showing the strandings by type. By clicking on points of interest, users can read more detailed information about specific strandings. For example, areas near Long Beach Harbor and San Diego Bay show high concentrations of strandings. By zooming in and clicking on a stranding location, viewers can access its details like this one due to a boat strike labeled with a red circle. Identifying areas where green turtles are more susceptible to harm or mortality is a critical aspect of their conservation. Human activities, such as recreational fishing at piers and jetties, often correlate with stranding locations. Fishing piers and jetties are symbolized with the red fish icon. By identifying piers and jetties near fishery-related stranding locations, it's possible to identify where recreational fishing may have negative impacts on green turtles. For example, Ocean Beach Pier is near this fishing-related stranding location. Another significant cause for stranding is due to being hit by a motorized vessel. When adding to strandings caused by fishing activities, these two types account for more than half of all strandings over the last decade. After identifying human activities that may contribute to turtle strandings, it's important to consider the factors that affect them while they're alive. And this leads me to my second research question, which is how might sighting locations of green turtles and human impacts in Southern California inform stakeholders about their current distribution and potential expansion? Sighting data pertains to observations of green turtles in their natural habitat reported by the public or through annual capture studies conducted by scientists. I integrated sighting data with known green turtle habitats to understand their current distribution and possible expansion. They're known to thrive in estuary habitats where fresh water from rivers and streams merges with salty ocean water. In these areas, they feed on algae, eelgrasses, and invertebrates. The abundance of eelgrass in San Diego and Mission Bay is evident in the bright green patches, which are served as a food source for them. The sighting data further supports this, since they're commonly observed by the public and by scientists in these regions. Ocean temperatures are also known to affect green turtle behaviors. This map depicts sea surface temperature, where the deepest reds indicate the warmest regions. There's evidence of green turtles residing in coastal areas further north than previously recorded. This pattern is projected to persist as ocean temperatures escalate due to climate change. As green turtles continue to recover, there may be more frequent and widespread human interactions along the California coast. By combining stranding and sighting data with environmental factors, we can gain valuable insights into the present distribution of green turtles, as well as any potential human impacts on their environments. This leads me to the third research question for the project. What measures can be taken to minimize the human impact on local green turtles in Southern California? Based on my analysis, I've developed several recommendations. One of the most important is raising public awareness. Educational campaigns, such as tabling events or handing out informational flyers to beachgoers, boaters, and fishers about the vulnerability of local turtles, ongoing conservation efforts, and the actions they can take to minimize harm could be helpful. To reduce fishing-related strandings, a few strategies could help, such as installing Go Slow signs, providing fishers with informational tackle box stickers, and placing designated garbage bins for gear disposal at all popular fishing piers and jetties. Enforcing a speed limit rule in high-risk areas near San Diego Bay, Long Beach, or future critical habitats can also help reduce the chances of fatal boat strikes, especially during the summer when outdoor recreation is also at its peak. To effectively implement these recommendations on a large scale, it's crucial to involve key stakeholders such as government agencies, conservation organizations, and those who may be affected by a policy like this. Habitat protection efforts, such as preserving seagrass beds, preventing further coastal development, and potentially restoring wetland habitats could all help with the long-term conservation of green turtles as well. Given the observed trends, there are changes that humans can implement to reduce impacts on them in Southern California. Correlating specific locations and human activities known to impact green turtles helps to identify areas where stakeholders may wish to focus conservation efforts on a local and time-relevant scale. Overall, it's essential to comprehend the present distribution of green turtles, the factors that influence their behavior, and the shared areas utilized by both humans and turtles. This knowledge is crucial to support the growth of this recovering species and encourage a more harmonious coexistence between us. I'm hopeful that this project will serve as a starting point to help implement practical measures locally. And I'd like to express my appreciation to my capstone committee who supported me throughout this project. My capstone report will be available on eScholarship for those who are interested in reading. And if you would like to view the story map that I created, you can scan this with your phone's camera. And I'd be happy to take any questions that you may have.
Thank you. My question is, are we trending towards these beautiful animals being endangered, or are things improving? And if we do nothing, how much time do we have?
That's a great question. So the local population that inhabits Southern California is currently classified as threatened, which is just a step up above endangered. So they would still benefit greatly from further conservation efforts that would get them even further away from that risk. I don't know about a time period if we do nothing. It's kind of, there's a lot of factors at play, like human activities, climate change, like ocean temperatures rising, and even future development, like offshore wind and just continued activity from major shipping ports. So yeah, there's a lot of factors that would influence how much time they would need to recover.
I guess, could you repeat, how did you collect the data on the strandings to compile into your story map? And then also, was it like, was there a range of time of the strandings?
Yeah, so I personally didn't collect any of the stranding data. That information is stored online in a database that federal agencies like NOAA are in charge of. And so the way that that information is gathered is usually from public reports or discoveries of green turtle carcasses that are found either washed up on the beach or in the ocean. And so, yeah, that reporting gets compiled and then added to a database. And for this study specifically, the years of stranding location data that I got was from 2010 to 2021.
Hey, Mel, I have a question. Thank you so much for sharing that information with us. What should someone do if they have a sighting or a stranding to report?
Yes. So if you end up discovering a stranded turtle or even really a marine animal, you can reach out to NOAA and contact them through their sea turtle stranding hotline. And if you just do a Google search, you can find that contact info. And then if you do see them while they're alive, you can also report the location through a stranding form by filling out the form that's provided on socalseaturtles.org.
Thanks for that. And I know you said in response to that question, you didn't collect the stranding data yourself, but did you get a chance to do any sort of hands-on work with sea turtles during your time at Scripps?
Yes, I did. I was able to volunteer with the Southwest Fisheries Science Center under NOAA, and I was able to help out this quarter with collecting different data, helping capture the turtles, and contributing to some of the data that was used in this study. So that was a lot of fun.
Great.
Thanks.